So hello to a private stream. Oh, let me change this. I got a question about, or there was some discussion about rhythm and specifically about the upstroke, and also got a private message from Jay-Z about how I play rhythm. And I told him about, well, listen, that video I made, things haven't changed. I still play the same way, but he had specific questions about the upstroke. But I want to address a couple of concepts. But the first concept is, but this is my opinion, right? So not everybody agrees. But my opinion is that if you cannot play rhythm, good sounding rhythm with only downstrokes, then don't learn upstroke. So just only work on the upstroke once you got a good rhythm sound with only downstrokes, because that's the basis of rhythm, right? It's like a jazz drummer on the right, right? They're playing the same kind of pattern, like ding 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 ding. But the basis of that is just chord notes. It's like dung 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 2 3 4, right? And then once they got that chord note in time swinging, good sound, then they can add other kinds of embellishments, among which an upstroke on the right, right? It's not an upstroke, but same rhythm. So the same goes for Gypsy Jazz rhythm guitar. I think you should be able to first play a good rhythm with only downstrokes. So if your only thing is, okay, I want to learn a good upstroke, but your downstrokes are not sounding good, I think your priorities should change to, okay, first let's get a good rhythm with only downstrokes. Now, the way I do that, there's a couple of concepts. The first one is that I half mute all chords. So I really don't press all the way down. It's like a really minimal pressure. It's like when I play a chord, let's say this is the pressure I use for rhythm. If I would just play every string separately, this is what you would hear. That's the pressure I use for rhythm. So that's the first concept. Every chord is half muted, and I release every beat, of course. C7. It's very light pressure. That's the first thing. And the reason I do that is I think it sounds better, but also when you play very fast, let's say you have to play Damn Their Eyes at like 300 or something. Let's get a metronome. Let's see how fast that is. Let's say you play it with a Stochelo and he wants to play it at 320 beats per minute. So that would be, half tempo would be 100, 200, 160, yeah? Okay, probably easier to hear if we do clicks in half tempo. So this tempo, then if you don't press too hard or just very light, it's much easier to be able to release it every beat. 1, 2. Right, so very light pressure. That's the first thing. The second thing is there's this concept in jazz drumming called 4 to the floor, or 4 on the floor, or 4 with the floor. But it's the bass drum hitting every beat, every chord note, duk, 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 all the time. It's something that you don't really hear. I mean, if you're not a drummer, you don't know what's happening. You don't really pay attention to that, right? There's so much stuff happening with the snare and the hi-hat on the 2 and the 4 and the right. But this 4 to the floor gives the fundament to that drum sound, and it mixes with the bass. So if the drummer would ever stop the 4 to the floor, most people that don't know what's happening, they would look at the bass player and they say, "Hey, did you turn your amp off or something?" Because all of a sudden this fundament is gone, but it's the drummer doing that 4 to the floor. And that concept you also hear in techno, right, where you have just a bass drum, just every beat. And it's not a pitched note, it's just something that It's like your heartbeat. And I think you should try to emulate that with rhythm. So this sound, and the way I get that sound is, first of all, very short chords, so you have to release quickly, press very lightly, very quickly, release, have a very short chord, right? Very short, and focus on the low strings, lowest 3 strings. These strings. And that should be there every beat. So it doesn't matter if it's beat 1, 2, 3, or 4. This should always be there, that 4 to the floor, that sound. So the first exercise would be to play a chord and just focus on 4 to the floor. So every beat sounds the same. So we could do a song, we could do All of Me. So I'm half muting, I'm only focused on those lowest strings and very short. Once you have a good sound with 4 to the floor, now you can try to make a difference between beat 1 and 2 and beat 3 and 4. So beat 1 and 3, they should be the same, and 2 and 4. And the difference for me, the only difference is that on 2 and 4, I give a little bit more sweep. And that will result in me hitting a little bit more strings. Right? On beat 1 and 3, I kind of hit 2, 3 strings. And on beat 2 and 4, I maybe hit 3 or 4 strings. So beat 1 is this. Is really the 4 to the floor only. But beat 2 is a little bit of more sweep. And you can also see with beat 1 my pick stays above the strings, and beat 2 my pick clears the strings. This doesn't mean I hit all the strings, but it means that there's more sweep. You see, beat 1 and 3 stays above the strings, and beat 2 and 4 I pass all the strings. Now when it's really fast, maybe I don't pass all the strings, but there is more sweep anyway. But still, I pass more strings with my right hand. Okay, how about, oh yeah, and then the last thing is I mix my nails with the pick. So I use these 2 fingers, and my nails are parallel with the strings. So it's not on an angle, it's really like flat on the strings, right? I mean, there's maybe a little angle, but not really. And then they glide, so you should be able to do it without a pick like this, right? Without any resistance. That sound is an integral part of my rhythm sound, and of a lot of people's rhythm sound. It's nusjes toch wel. And then people ask me, well, how do you do an upstroke? Now there's this video in which I film myself with a high-speed camera, and I slow down my right hand like 4 or 8 times, I don't know. And I asked people to put in the comments what they noticed. And somebody said, well, I don't understand. I hear an upstroke, but I can clearly see you're not playing an upstroke. And the reason for that is that my upstroke is done only with the nails. But here's the trick. I don't do it intentionally. I never focus on upstrokes. I only focus on downstrokes. And my nails sometimes hit the string, right, on the upstroke. And sometimes there's an upstroke. Now, of course, I can make my nail hit the string every time, and then there will always be an upstroke. But it's only this. It's such a very modest sound, right? Almost like nothing is happening. I don't know if you can even hear it. So when the tempo is medium, there probably won't be many of these upstrokes, because, I mean, you wouldn't even hear it. So let's say that the song is like Artillerie Lourd, right? So there's no upstroke. Now when it's faster, my nail hits the string more naturally. So then there is more upstroke. So if it's Limehouse Blues, now you hear it. ticketing, ticketing, right? But it's really only my nails. Hey, Matthew. So the yeah, so I never focus on upstrokes. So I understand all of these questions about upstrokes, but I don't think they're very important. Now there is a style, of course, where people do it all the time, and it's very important. But usually, I find that most people have a very bad upstroke. Most people that play with upstroke, it doesn't sound good. There are some people that have a very good sounding one, like Nusha, for example, Johnny Rosenberg. There's more people, of course. And when they do it, sounds good. But even when they do it, and let's say there's 4 rhythm guitar players, now it's more of a problem because no 2 people will have the exact same upstroke. So now it will sound kind of sloppy when they all do it together. So I think still it's better if you could do only a downstroke style. Well, when it's really fast, then the upstroke is less of a problem. Also because there's less time to put the upstroke in a different place. So then, yeah, multiple people can do an upstroke and it will sound fine. But in a slower tempo, I'd avoid it. I could do it, you know. But, you know, I actually don't really like it, and it also doesn't sound that good. So I don't do that. I've never done an upstroke with my pick. I don't think I could even do it. So it sounds like that, right? And I hear that sound a lot, and in this tempo it sounds kind of okay, but when you do that faster, it just sounds too heavy, or it sounds like it's not supportive anymore. Let's say it's all of me, and I will do upstroke with my pick. I am also, of course, I'm not good at that, but also it doesn't sound to me like support. Now it sounds like you're kind of trying to play a certain rhythm. And if you do only downstrokes, it's much more supportive. See, and sometimes there's an upstroke, but it's not intentional. And when I do an upstroke, it's very short. That means it's very close to the next beat. So 1, and that end, that upstroke, is very close to the 2. It's not like a triplet. It's very short. So those are my rhythm techniques. It didn't change. Maybe it became even more Spartan in some way. And it's a certain style. Of course, not everybody plays the same way. But in my experience, nobody really minds this style. Right? I've done this style with Stokkelo, with Paulus, with Duvet, with Fapi, with modern players, you know, and everybody always seems to enjoy playing with it. Even Cha, who has a very specific wishes for rhythm when I play rhythm, and it's very, this style, this very dry style, he doesn't mind. He told me he enjoys playing with it. So yeah, you can still, but you see, the upstroke is not something I do on purpose. It's just my nails hitting the strings like this. Not on purpose. The thing is, I never do it on purpose. And my pick is not hitting the strings at all. And I think if you do it like that, it sounds best, because now there is no real focus from you on it. The focus should be on those quarter notes and making those quarter notes steady and making them sound dry. And then if there's an upstroke because it's your nail hitting the string, for me, that's fine. But it's not something it doesn't need my attention, doesn't need my concentration to make it sound good. Just it is there, and sometimes it's not there, and it's fine. It's more there when it's really fast. No, when it's like it's above a certain tempo, I think above 250, it's there more because probably my hand has to stay close to the strings because of the tempo. So let's say it's like Avalon, you know. It's only upstroke is only my nails, and downstroke is nails and pick together. But my nails are always hitting the string every time. But you know that's my rhythm, my way to play rhythm, right? So there's other styles, but I have to be honest, a lot of styles that are out there I really don't like. I don't like it because it has too much attention, right? So then I lose the focus for the solo player because the rhythm is just so prevalent there, and even some great players that play like that, I don't like it. Of course, that's my opinion. You know? I especially hate it when we play together and I play very modest rhythm for them, but then when I play solo, it's very busy and it's like I think that's not fair. I remember playing with Jimmy, and we were playing together, and everything was fine. And then when I was playing solo, man, his rhythm was so busy, it was crazy. And then we were sound checking, and I was just sound checking rhythm, and he could say, "Hey, man, you wanna? Can I teach you how I play rhythm?" And then he would show me. I said, "You try it." And then I honestly told him, I really don't like that style. You know, it's fine, it sounds great, but for me that's too busy. And then he never asked me again. But he didn't change his rhythm style, of course. I just filmed a chapter today with my book with bass runs, because there's a chapter in the book with bass and octave runs. Pretty challenging stuff, you know, like because Django does a lot of that stuff in the background, you know. And there's like the simple bass runs, like any more questions about rhythm? I have a guy asking how he can improve his timing. Improve. His timing is good, but he chokes the chords so much that I can lose my place in the song, mostly when there's no bass player to also show where the song is. Well, then maybe, yeah, I think I understand what you mean. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if he gets very close to the Gonzalo style, but the thing with the Gonzalo style is that when Gonzalo he plays himself, it doesn't sound like that. But everyone who tries to emulate Gonzalo's style is muting the one beat 1 and 3 like this. So let's say I play All of Me. Do I do it correctly? No, sorry. They're muting beat 2 and 4, right? So that you get. That style is terrible. Could you mute beat 1 and 3? I don't think so. No. So to get over that, don't mute any chord. Just it's half muting. So if you start doing this, if it's just you could do, that makes no sense. Yeah. So that's the Gonzalo style. There was a time that everybody in the United States played like this, and that's because Gonzalo didn't sound like that when Gonzalo played himself. It sounded pretty good, but when he explained it like this, and then there were other people that tried to explain it, and they were saying stuff like, beat 1 should be the chord, and beat 2 should be completely muted, and that became kind of It was a terrible time. I remember going to the US and then having to play with people that play like this all the time. And then, luckily, it changed now. But it's a bit of a confidence issue. When he loses the place in the song or something, he chokes back even more to focus on keeping time on. Okay, but there is this thing though. If you lose your place, the most important thing is that you play beat 2 and 4 with a kind of accent. So as long as you can keep that going, even if I would mute all the chords, as long as you hear that kind of more sweep on 2 and 4, you're kind of gonna be okay. So let's say I play Cherokee and I forget the chords at one point, right? And I start just muting. I think it would still be okay. I lost it there for a moment, but then I kept then it's okay, I think. If you still get the sound like tuk tak tuk tak tuk tak, but in general, better of course if you don't do that. So I think maybe also tell them this 4 to the floor thing. I talked about this in the beginning of the stream. The 4 to the floor, go back. I talk about the 4 to the floor concept. So maybe tell him about that and make him try to play only 4 to the floor in the beginning. Only play. So let's say it's Jungology, So that's only 4 to the floor. And then once he can get that going, and you will probably notice that he finds that to be very difficult because he's so used to making huge changes between beat 1 and 2. And that's also what the problem is. It shouldn't be a huge change. It's just a little bit more sweep on the 2 and 4. So once you got this going, then the only thing you change from this to normal rhythm is to have a little bit more sweep on 2 and 4. But there's still, the 4 to the floor is still there. then let me answer your question about There Will Never Be Another You. So the second half, There Will Never Be Another You. E flat, 2-5 to C minor, 2-5 to A flat, backdoor dominant. Now let's play the right chords. A half diminished, D7, G minor, D7, G minor, C7, 2-5-1. So from the 2-5 to A flat. Right? Okay, so let's talk about those last 8 bars. First of all, this G minor, D7, G minor, C7, you could actually substitute by doing right that G minor with the moving note. It's nice to know. But another thing to think about is G minor. G minor is a 3rd degree in E flat, so it's just one chord. So this is just one. It's all one. That C7 is something that goes to 2. You don't have to play it. It's all one. 1, 5, 1. So you could just be playing E flat and then B flat 7. Or you play E flat, C7, and then 2-5. Let me play with the backing track. Now, of course, there's all variations where people play E flat, D7, D flat 7, C7, but it's all the same thing. It's all a variation of the one chord. There will never be you. Backing tracks. There will never be another you. Here we go. A little bit too loud. Okay, so I was playing kind of E flat to C7, but you can only just play E flat. Now another thing you could do, which I thought about when I was playing, is play E flat diminished. I think you play E flat diminished for 3 bars. Don't play on beat 1 of the first bar, and then play B flat 7. I think that would sound good. No, that doesn't sound good. Let me see. Maybe E flat. Yeah, that's weird that E flat diminished doesn't sound good, because I think this would sound good. So the E flat diminished should sound good. But I think E flat diminished would still sound good. No, it should sound good. Let's try it again, E flat diminished. It should work. I don't think sounds good, E flat diminished, so don't do that. Let's try. Yeah, I think it should just be E flat. But I do like to play C7 there. So now I'm just playing E flat and a short 2/5. That sounds good, of course. That would sound good. Maybe you could do something like. Yeah, that would sound good. Or you know what? Let's also try that Django phrase that we from the last stream. Yeah, that would obviously sound good because that's just the E flat phrase. Then also maybe it's a little bit too long. But if we start before the, let's try some stuff. Let's see. sounds great. Not bad, huh? That's great. I don't know if that helps. Does that help? You let me know if that helps. That's slow. Wow. Let's play it faster. Ah. Yeah, I see. No, that doesn't really work. You know, book 4. Would that work? You know what would work? Book 4, the chapter with short 2/5s. That would really work. You have this phrase there, or that phrase would actually be really nice. I think just very simple. It's from book 4, from the Bible book. Let me play that there. Right, so you have to play that starting in the second bar. Right, you get the and there's a bunch of those phrases in there. It's also turnarounds that would work there. Could do a Django thing. Let me see. A Django turnaround. You could do. I just did some turnarounds for Django in the new book. A simple one. You have to start all of that in the second bar, I think. No, you have this one should no. To think about it, so the turnaround would start here, right? No, I don't know. The Django thing, I don't know, but this one and this one. Let's start that one in the second bar. Start second bar. Ah. Yes, it is it's a short 251. It's a short for it's a Bud Powell lick. I think I even say that in the video of book 4 when I show that lick. I say this is something that I stole from Bud Powell and I use as my tune. Okay, but that's it. So I did some rhythm stuff. I did There Will Never Be Another You. So I think I had a long day today, and it's time to chill for a bit. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all the next time. Bye.